Alright, so this is going to be the third video in our series where we're trying to create a task management application. Okay, so in the previous video, in the last video, what we worked on was the different routes that we're going to have in the task management app. Basically, we are going to have, and I explained that we're going to have the get route to see all our tasks. We're going to have get a single task route to get a single task. But we have the post route which allows us to create a new task, and now the patch that route which allows us to update a task and the delete task route. And I showed you the functionality of the app. I showed you everything that we're trying to build, and in this video we're going to continue with that. And what we're trying to do in this video now, we're going to connect, we're going to be connecting to our MongoDB database. Okay, so we're going to be essentially storing our tags. Okay, so in this video, there are two options for us when it comes to MongoDB database. We can use the MongoDB Atlas, which is like a cloud environment for our database, or we can we can have MongoDB locally installed on our computer and then work with database locally. So I'm going to be going with the second option in this video, whereby I already have MongoDB installed on my computer, and I will not be needing internet connection for this. And also in a separate video, I might show I might demonstrate I'm also like create a process where we work with the MongoDB Atlas, which is the cloud environment database. But just for this project, just for this video, we're going to be working locally. No internet connection, you can see it's accounted. No internet connection is there for this. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do, what I'm going to do first is show you around MongoDB. So you should have it installed here. Once you have MongoDB installed, it's automatically going to install this MongoDB Compass, which is the graphical user interface for MongoDB. Okay, so once you have it installed, you just have to open it, and then we need to copy this connection string here. Okay, so all you need to do is copy this connection string. Okay, just copy for the time being, and then because this is the connection string that we're using to connect to our database, so copy it for now, and come out to the environment, and under this DB folder that I already have created, I'm going to create a new file here, which I'm going to call connect.js. So, and before I move on, I need to explain a few things. So in order to connect with our MongoDB database, we are going to be using a library known as Mongoose, okay, or a framework or library. So Mongoose is a JavaScript framework or library, whatever, that allows us to interact with MongoDB way easier and very smoothly. Okay, so Mongoose has this very straightforward API that makes it very easy to work with MongoDB, and that is what we're going to be using in this video. Okay, alright. So if you want to know more about Mongoose, you can just hop onto their website, which is JS, which is mongoosejs.com. So you can go there and learn about that, about everything. So to get started, I'm just going to import mongoose there. So I'm going to say const mongoose equals to require mongoose. I remember we already installed it from the first video. So we'll check package of JSON. This is it. We already have mongoose installed here. So all I have to do is just require it. And then I'm going to store my connection string inside this variable const. Sorry, connection string. Okay, and after this, I'm going to add the name I want to give to my database. Okay, I'm also adding the name I want to give to my database, and this, for the sake of this series, I'm going to be calling my database task manager. Okay, so this right here is the name that is going to be given to my database. And just before I move on, let me delete some comment because I already created the one earlier. So let me delete this one. Task manager. Okay, let me delete this one. Let me just connect. We still come back to this. Okay, so this is beginning that we're going to begin to my database. Okay, and now to connect to our database, all we have to do is just say mongoose just connect. It's just going to be a one line stuff. Mongoose just connect, and then we supply our connection string. And one thing though, when I was going through mongoose docs, I realized that we need to write these localhosts in numbers so that we can so that our connection can be successful. So instead of localhost column 27 blah blah blah, we need to write localhost in numbers, which is 127.0.0.1. So that's what is going to connect. Now, mongoose.connect returns a premise, and if you leave our program like this, our file like this, it's not able to connect. Okay, so it returns the premise, and we need to do something with that premise. So I'm just going to say .then log. So I'm just going to say console log connected to DB. Okay, and then we simply need to catch any error. So it's going to be error console log error. Okay, so that is it. If I do npm run dev, I should be able to connected to DB in my console, but I won't. Okay, the reason why I'm not saying it is because I only created this command in a separate file. I'm not actually like bringing it into my entry file, which is app.js. So in order for me to see connected to DB, in order for it to actually connect, I need to import this module in my app.js, and what I'm simply going to do is come up and say require, and not require, I'm going to require db slash connect. Now it should pop up. Yeah, there you have it. And note, I'm not assigning this required to any variable because this this module that I'm importing, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I'm importing. It's already been executed in its own module. Okay, it's already been executed in this file, so I don't need to assign it to any variable like the rest of these modules. I hope that makes sense. So, and there's one more thing that I need to do because I'm already saying connected to DB, and then only after that I will see server running on port this. But what if I just want to see a single statement in my console? Like I only want to see server running on port 3000 only when I'm connected to the database without also logging this. Okay, I only want to see something like this, and I simply want to connect to my DB. How can I do that? Because that should be like very okay. Instead of just saying two commands, connect to DB and then server port 2000. I want to see just a simple thing in my console and at the same time be connected to DB. How can I do that? It's very simple. What I have to do is just set up a function. So I'm just going to say something like commands comment. You're going to see what I mean in a sec. If you don't understand what I'm doing, you're going to see it now. So, and I'm going to simply return. So I'm going to take away this. I'm simply going to return this. this command, okay, and then I'll come here and say export connect db. Now now I need to assign this to a variable because now it's no more running in its own file. I need to assign, I'll say commit db. Okay, then what I'm going to wrap this in a asynchronous function because this function is returning. Yeah, let me do it first so it doesn't get confused. So let's see, start. So this is going to be an async function. So let's say await connect db. I'm simply going to bring this up. Exactly. Okay, I was actually confused as to why I was getting this statement, but I realized it's because I didn't add the parentheses because I'm calling a function. So now I'm only saying server running on port 2000. I've removed that container db. Okay, and also at the same time, this is also connected to our database. And how can I confirm this? Simple. I can just mess with the connection string. And I'm going to get an error. Or I should never do. Yeah, nothing works. But if I change it back to normal, you get to see server and port. All of that. Now I hope that makes sense. So now the next, after we've now connected to our database, the next thing for us to do now is to create a schema. Okay, so a schema is kind of like a structure for our document, and for you to understand what a document is, you don't know what a document is. I mean, up onto MongoDB and to connect. Okay, we cannot see tax manager because we've not created a schema for it. So for you to actually understand what the schema is, okay, so this is how it works. For MongoDB, we have a database, we have a collection, and then we have documents. So in MongoDB, items are stored as documents. Okay, unlike common databases like SQL, where we make use of tables or rows and columns and something like that. Items are stored as documents. Okay, now this document is a set of key value pairs. All right. So what essentially what I'm trying to say is a schema is a structure for each of our documents. Like what should every document contain? What should be the key and what value should be assigned to every key in that document, in every document in the collection. Okay, so essentially that what the schema is. Schema determines the structure of a document simply. Okay, and a collection is like it's like a table. It's like a table in my SQL. Okay, it's like a table. A collection is like, let me just say, a set of documents. Okay, it contains all the documents. Okay, and then a database, it's one that houses the collection. Okay, so that you can have multiple collections on a database. So for example, now local here is a database, but when I click it, I got a drop down startup underscore log. This startup underscore log is a collection. Okay, and then when I click on this startup log, I'm going to see this. So what I'm seeing here is a document. So I can add more documents here, more data, and it's going to show up down. and we're going to see how that works in a second. And also, I can add multiple collection here. As you can see, when I click on this plus icon, it still creates collection. So I hope that makes sense. So essentially, we're going to create a schema. So under models, I'm just going to come here and say task.js. Okay. And just like before, I'm going to import mongoose. Okay. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to create an instance. Okay, so schema is like a class under mongoose. And I'm going to create an instance of that class in our file to determine the schema for our database. So it's going to look something like this: const task schema new mongoose schema then taking an object. So so yeah, and you notice in the area of let me show let me load the app. Okay, so I just brought up the completed project to explain some things. Okay, so you notice that every individual task, yeah, it has a name. Okay, and also if I click on this edit button, I'm going to see, yeah, it has a name, an ID, and also a completed option. So essentially, when we connect to our database, this task ID is going to be automatically generated for every task. But for the name, we are going to set up in our schema, and we're going to set it up as a string, and then we're going to set up the completed field. And the data type is going to accept is going to be boolean. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope what the schema is makes sense now. I hope that makes sense. So this is essentially from the say name should be string, and then comma completed should be boolean. Okay, so essentially I'm going to have two fields which is going to take in strings, string, and then completed which is going to take in boolean. And then once I'm done with this, now I need to create a model for our schema. So essentially, a model is like let me say a wrapper. Is a wrapper for schema. Okay, so if schema determines the structure of the document, we can say model is like it's wrapped around schema. Okay, it's like a representation for a collection. You know, in the other time I said a collection contains different it contains different what's the name contain different documents. Okay, so essentially you can say a model is like a collection or this is a collection. Okay, so with the model we're going to be able um create a task in our database, to query tasks in our database. So the way I can delete these tasks now, we're going to do now the model in our code. Okay, I hope that makes sense now. Let me show you the docs. So they said models are fancy constructors compiled from schema definitions. They said an instance of a model is called document. Just like I said the model is like is a collection, a set of documents. So yeah, they said an instance, one of like an instance of model is a document. Okay, so models are responsible for creating and reading documents from the running MongoDB database. Okay, so that's it. So I know to create a model. We're just gonna say on model. And if I'm using this, all these things might sound like gibberish to you. So you can just check up like you can read the docs for more understanding. If I'm going to create a model, I'm just going to say mongoose.model, the model, and then I'm going to supply a name for my model. So I'm going to call it task, and then I'm going to supply the schema, which is going to be task schema. And since I'm going to be working with this model with my controllers to query tasks, to create, delete, blah blah task, I will have to export it. So I'm going to export. So that is it for this video. And basically, you have to see how this works out. So I'm going to come to my MongoDB, refresh, Control R, or you can load it out. Okay, essentially I'm not seeing anything, maybe because we are here to create something in our database. So let me just do that here. So you see, and I'll try to explain in this video. So here you can see const task equal step up, and then task. Okay. I just want us to see the fully. I just want to see the open work. So I'm going to try to explain all these things I'm doing in the next video. Inshallah. Const task equals to await task dot from dot json status so and I also create one. Okay. Something is wrong. I think there's an error. Sorry about that. This find is for getting more task. Sorry, I need to concentrate. Okay. Now showing. So this is the database task manager. This is coming from, let me show you, this is coming from here. This is coming from here. This task manager. So that's the database. And then the collection tags is coming from the model. Okay. The model is coming from here. This. Because how it works is that Mongoose, we automatically change this into lowercase and also into plural. Just as this said here in the docs. It said compiling the first model. When you call Mongoose the model of the schema, Mongoose compiles the model for you, just as we did in our file. And that's why the first argument is the singular name of the singular name of the collection the model is for. Okay, Mongoose automatically looks for a plural, lowercase version of the model name. Thus, for example, above, the model tank is for the tanks collection in the database. Okay, so that explains why we're saying tasks here. It's sort of capital T and tasks. I never open it. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see this task that I just created. I'm going to see it there. So let me show you. Okay, so this is it. So that's it for this video. We've been able to connect to our database, and we've also been able to see how it works. So in this video, we're going to be working with our model in our controllers, and I'm going to explain what this is about, inshallah. So thanks, and see you in the next video.